Sure. My name is J.R. Edwards. I'm the head coach at Cardinal Newman. This is Drake Flowers. He's a senior pitcher and center fielder for us.
If you'd like to make a comment about the game, you can. Otherwise, we'll go to questions.
You can just hit me with questions.
Coach, our coach was just in here saying it's one of those games, unfortunate, someone has to lose. How proud are you of your guys and the way they battled out there today?
Extremely proud of them. I mean, they played an unbelievable game. I mean, Drake pitched his balls off. That was very impressive, and credit to North Broward Prep and their arm for doing what they did.
Drake, what's that feeling like that bottom of the seventh? You guys just threatening, you had a couple runners. What was that feeling like at that point?
Yeah, I was just hoping we could, get some across and tie it up, and we didn't, but it's all good. I'm proud of everyone.
How much do coach, the team learn from something like this where one little mistake is the difference where, it's a one-run game? How much did your team learn from it?
I mean, that's playoff baseball, right? Usually comes down to one play in a game like this, and it did. And, for the guys that are graduating and moving on, I hope they take that with them to their next level. And for those younger guys, it's a great experience and a tough lesson learned.
Drake, talk a little bit about you had a team coming in that I think hit 11 home runs in their last game. So what was the approach, for you guys on the mound and defensively against these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really look too far into who I'm playing against. I just try to, play my game and attack them with my stuff, and that's kind of what I did, and it worked out for the most part.
Coach, obviously a great run, great season for you guys. How did you talk to these guys yet, and how do you put that in perspective with today's loss to what they really accomplished for Cardinal Newman this year?
Yeah, starting with the positive, obviously they had an amazing season, and they've accomplished something. I don't know how many times Newman's been to the state Final Four, but I've been involved in the program for at least a decade between my time as a player and 6 years as a coach, and we never made it past regional semifinals, I believe. So put that into perspective, and that's pretty amazing. As far as the loss today goes, they just let them feel bad. They have to experience that emotion and let themselves be sad about it. But keep in perspective that they accomplished a lot this year and they have a lot to be proud of. So for today, if it's going to sting, let it sting. But tomorrow they should wake up and keep their heads held up.
What did you maybe learn as a coach through this process, and for next year and starting over again? Is there things that you've learned along the way?
This group has taught me flexibility. More than anything, they've taught me flexibility. You kind of have to let a group have their identity and be themselves. This group has a ton of energy and they like to do all kinds of crazy stuff when they celebrate. And initially for me, that was a little uncomfortable, just kind of growing up, and I'd say I'm more like an old school, like playing for Coach Gokinda. I've been there for a long time. But as the season went on, I realized that's part of who they are, and you kind of have to let them be them in order to see the results that we got. So my lesson was definitely flexibility.
Drake, your fans, I mean, you guys had a great send-off yesterday, and they came out today to support you guys. They were vocal. I mean, what did that feel like to have those guys all there?
Yeah, it's been great all year to have them all there with us, and I think a lot of schools don't have that, so I think that's something that's pretty special about Newman.
And Drake, what are some of your favorite sideline antics from the season? Because you guys come out here with the cowboy hats, all the dances and stuff. What's your favorite memory from this season that you're really going to take with you to Florida State?
Just kind of being with the guys in the dugout, aside from all the extra stuff, just hanging out, making lifelong friendships and memories. It was probably my favorite part.
And one of the biggest things that I think that nobody could ignore today was the fact that Raul wasn't in your guys' lineup. And that's going to be one of those questions that you guys ask coming into next season is, what would the outcome have been different? What's your outlook as a coach, and what about you as a teammate?
Go ahead.
I think it's hard when you lose a guy like that because he's, been one of our leaders and best players all year, but we had, Craig Hugo, sophomore, and I don't think he did anything wrong. I mean, I think he played a really good game, and at the end of the day, I think we played just as well, just as good as a team, so who knows, but I think we played well.
He said it. There's really no way of knowing. Raul in the lineup makes us a different team for sure. But Grant did an unbelievable job today. I mean, he stuck some really tough pitches. He's got a ball up the middle that he almost beat out. That's a really tough situation for a sophomore to step up in and handle. And he did a great job. But again, not having Raul stinks, and you feel for the kid more than anything.
And did you happen to have any opinions on the FHSAA allowing Pace to play a suspended player when you couldn't play a suspended player over a bat flip?
That's interesting.
Let's not get into that right now. Seriously, that's not the proper question right now. Let's finish what's going here.
Okay.
There's a time and a place for things, but it's not right now, okay?
Okay.
And you're more than welcome to talk to Rod Linden about it. It's not what happened in that situation. that's a separate issue.
I'm curious to find out what happened there.
You're more than welcome to.
Okay.
And as far as returning next season, you guys are losing a lot of senior depth. So how are you going to go about rebuilding that and carrying some momentum with your younger guys?
Those, like I said earlier, those younger guys got a really good experience kind of going through this run and seeing more than anything just how these guys here just handle their day-to-day business. You know, they're obviously a talented group, but what makes them good is their work that they put in on a day-to-day basis and how they go about their business. So I think them setting that precedent, while we may be losing 8 of our 9 guys in the lineup, those guys coming up know what the key to success is and understand what it takes to make it here, and they've been here. So now it's just a matter of continuing to build on what these guys have set in place and going from there.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, I forgot the need.
We good?
Appreciate your time.
Cool.